Hey, what's up? It's time for some Mushoku Tensei. This is season 2, episode... I wrote 6. No, I wrote 16. It's just I did the 1. The 1 is kind of fused with the 6. It's episode 16. So yeah, we're jumping into this. I remember the end of the last episode in the little after credit scene. Rudy's sisters had arrived, Norn and Aisha, I believe. And I'm really excited about this because I think that there's potential. I mean, they were bickering with each other, so I think there's gonna be some sibling bickering, but I think it's also gonna be adorable. I mean, all of these early episodes, I say early of this half of the season, have been really adorable and cute and sweet and had some just heartwarming moments, but also, when's the shoe gonna drop? I don't know. Like, what if it never does? What if the rest of this show is like a nice little slice of life show? I feel like I'd be mildly disappointed by that, but also, like, no, you know why I would be disappointed? Because I don't think it would do that, and so I would constantly be on edge and I wouldn't be able to enjoy the slice of life. But if I knew that it was only going to be slice of life from here on out, it would be fine, you know? if they just like straight up came out and said, if Rudy looked at the camera and went, by the way, this show is no longer going to be like action, there's not going to be any sad things happening, we're just going to enjoy ourselves. If you want to keep watching that, keep watching that. If they say that, I'm on board. I'm fully on board, you know? But yeah, anyway, I'm just waiting. I'm scared, but I'm also, I'm gonna try to enjoy every moment of this warmth and comfort, and hope it continues. So let's jump into this episode. Support the video if you can, liking, commenting, subscribing. All that stuff helps me out a lot because I'm a small channel, so I could use your support if you can give it. And I have a Patreon account. If you want the full-length versions of these reactions, you can find those on my Patreon account, as well as early access, exclusive videos, all the content from my Gent Watches One Piece YouTube channel as well. Go check it all out. Go watch it all. It'll take you a long time, but go through it all. So let's jump into season 2, episode 16 of Mushoku Tensei. Oh, I forgot about him. He's here as well. That's nice. I can't remember Ginger. Who's Ginger? I remember Roxy. Yes, she was. Yeah. That's cute. That's sweet. Yeah, she wanted to see you. That's a healing wound. Yeah. Yeah, try not to have too much, I don't know, toxicity toward her. No, stay for a long time. Aww. Well, that's nice. He's such a bro, man. That's my wife. Oh. Bodyguardy and Ruijed. The two bros. Is this real tension? Or are they just saying hi? Oh, what's that about? Yeah, I mean, it was tense, but it didn't seem horrible. Yeah, that's fair. Come have a pancake or something. Good job. I love Aisha. Oh. The little... No, you're staying here. But that's so cute.
これからは俺ではなくデウスを頼れ。
The grabbing of the arm is
あいつはお
adorable.
父さんをとが違うし、やっぱり信じられない。
You'll come around.
そういう
Norn.
こともある。ではな、また会おう。
Oh man, that scene got me. Whew.
こうやって一緒に暮らすのは初めてみたいなもんだし、仲良くやろう。
I mean,
でも
yeah, Aisha's
シルフィ
super
ー姉と
into
結
it.
婚してるなんて、お父さんからお兄ちゃんに会ったら渡すように言われていたものがあったんだ。
What? Whoa! Holy shit! Is it
お
like a
父さんは
wedding
なんて？
gift?
二人を学校に通わせなさいって。
Oh!
私も学校で習うことなんてないよ。
I did see.
お世話がしたい。
I did see in the intro, Norn has like a uniform. I think
あ
like
の時のだってい
she's
つも
going
思
to
っ
this
てるんだ
school.
よ。なるんね。お兄ちゃんが話してるでしょ。
She'll take a little
でも
while to come
私
around.
落ちるかもしれないし。
I'm excited to see
それは
Norn's
心配しない
character
でいい。
development.
お兄ちゃんになんて口聞いてんのさ。だって聞いてできないのが悪いんでしょ。まだ話終わってないよ。うるさい。
Oh my god. Such sisters.
はあ。何？
ノルンに対して勉強できないとか、
Yeah.
見下すようなことを言うのはやめなさい。
だっ
You were
て
both a little in the wrong
乗るね。
there.
まあお兄ちゃんがそう言うなら気をつける。
Oh, little interactions like that.
アイシャは学校に行かず、どう思う？
Familial
ちょっとおろ
relationships
そかになってるから、
tend to
ア
get
イ
me
シャちゃんが手
emotional
伝
all
っ
the
てくれるっ
time.
て言うなら、パウロさんやルイジェルドさんと離れて不安そうにしてるみたいだし、
Yeah, it's gonna be a
僕ら
big
がちゃんと
adjustment
面
for
倒見て
her.
あげないとね。
なんかシルフィーが頼もしいな。
Yeah, like
まる
that's
で
really
フィッツ先輩のよう
perceptive.
だ。あ、いや、フィッツ先輩なのか。
なんか
Aww, great job.
なら学校に通わなくてもいいから試験の結果で考えるってお兄ちゃん言ったもんね。
Yeah, I mean,
まさかの家事手伝い。いや、妹メイドの誕生である。ノルンの方はというと、今一つの成績だった。
did she like pass to get in?
年齢的平均をやや下回るぐらいで
A little below
悪くはないらしい。
例えば、
私
I mean, may not be the worst idea.
寮暮らし。
お父さんはお兄ちゃんと一緒に暮らせって
But
言
you'd
って
like
た
build
もん。
relationships there. It'll help you adjust
ダメ
better,
だ
I
と突っ
think.
ぱねるのは簡単だ。だが、ノルンが勇気を出して言ってくれ
Yeah,
たことだ
that's
し、
true.
嫌いな俺と毎日一緒にいるよりは、
Live
少
in
し
the
距
dorms,
離
but
を
you
置
have
いて
to
みるのもいいか。
spend some time with us.
ノルンねは点数良くなかったじゃん。なんでわがまま聞くの？
No, it's not
私
about.
は頑張って満点取ったのに、ノルンねだけずるい。
Oh.
ノルンねをひいきするのは私のお母さん
Oh
が
no,
見かけだ
of
から。
course not.
目かけて。
ノルンのおばあちゃんです。私が半分お兄ちゃんと血がつながっていないから。
二人のためを思って判断したつもりだ。
分かった。
They both need hugs. I don't think Norn would want one necessarily, but
俺かもしくはシルフィーに言いなさい。
はい。
あと、起きた時と寝る前に
This
き
feels very
ちんと歯を
realistic.
磨くように。風邪をひかないように。
don't catch cold. So that's kind of out of
最後に
her.
10日に一度はこの家に顔を出しなさい。
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
ですか。
We can't lose touch.
わかりました。
Oh. This is good for her. I think this will be good for her.
先生誰なんだろう。
Okay. Looks like she doesn't have friends so far, but it's early days. Oh, he's gonna be
ノル
worrying
ンが
so
魔法
much.
大学に入ってから1
Oh,
ヶ
it's been a
月。
month.
中を見るのは家に帰ってからね。
Okay.
誰にも見つからない。
ありがとうございます。
家ってことに。
What could it possibly be? Is it something super weird? I feel like it's gonna be something super
中
weird.
は柔らかいようだが、ネズミとかじゃないよな。
何をやっちょっと生徒会室まで来てくれないか。
Okay, why?
わかりまし
リニアとプルセナにその場で下着を脱ぐように強
Oh
要
my
されたという
God.
ことです。
た。
Oh no, is that what's in the bag? I knew it'd be something weird.
さらにあの二人はこれでボスが喜ぶなどと話
I
していたそう
knew
で
they would have done
す。
something
その際
super
に手
weird.
に入れた
神は見てませんが、そういうことなら中は例のものでしょう。
そうですか。あなたが命じてやらせていたことですか。
Of course not.
違います。
りました。信じましょう。
That's so embarrassing. I can't believe they did that to him. Oh.
いえ、他の女になど。
シルフィ、王女様に話しているんですか？
そんなこと
はい。あの二人には僕の方から
Give
注
the
意してお
bag
き
to
ましょ
them.
う。
Let them.
これはアリエ
Yeah,
ル王女の手
good.
で被害者の元に返しておいてください。
I knew it would be something super weird like
リ
that.
ニアとプルセナのせいで。
I didn't know they'd take it from other girls though.
はい。
I thought if it was gonna be something like that, it would be their own, you know? Yeah.
はい、ノルンさん、どうしました？
Oh,
第三実習室
she can open up a little more to Ariel.
はい、こっちだ。おいで。
I feel so protective of Norn.
たく。
勘弁してほしい
You should know that's wrong, you two.
の。リニアのせいなの。生意気な一年でね。何なの。どっちがいいか分からせてやるの。まあ、あれぐらい元気ある。すごく可愛らしい子なの。
Oh. No, don't end like that. That's so sad. Man, oh. This episode got me several times because of just like, I think I've talked about this before on this channel. I almost definitely have, but there are certain like things that will get me very emotional, right? I tend to get emotional quite a lot on this channel. Because that's just like how I watch media these days. There was a time in my life where I never, like for a large part of my life, I never cried at literally any piece of media. And it was actually a point of pride for me at the time. I told people like, I've never cried because of a movie or a TV show or whatever. But then like two things, The Last of Us, and Inside Out were the two things that like broke that dam. And then after that, it was like, you know, for a while, it was like The Last of Us and Inside Out were like the only two movies that could do that to me. But there was a certain point where I started to go, actually, I'm like, this is making me feel kind of emotional. And then my eyes would well up a little bit. And then at that point, I just stopped holding back. Like while I was watching stuff, I wouldn't like try to hold back any tears. I would just let them come out if I started to feel emotional. And because of that, I get a lot more emotional and a lot more media, which I think for a reaction channel honestly is good because it's a good way to show when something really hits me. And there are a few things that I think like particularly trigger my emotional states, and like a lot of the time I've said, you know, deaths don't necessarily do it. Like just, you know, a character dying, that's not necessarily going to make me bawl my eyes out or anything. But there's like little things that are minor in the grand scheme of things, but really get me. And one such thing is like family relations, you know, like family stuff. If it's about, you know, taking care of your family or your family caring for one another, that stuff gets me, man. It really, really does. It hits me hard. And so this episode, the entire episode, I was feeling emotional just from start to finish. Because we started with the Rudy stuff, which I thought was very sweet. And then we moved all the way through. And all of that, like, man, I'm so connected to these characters. I think Aisha and Norn, I truly feel protective of them. And I you know, I understand Rudy and I understand them, and it's, yeah, I mean, it's gonna get me, man. Like, I feel like, because next episode, I've got the thing up on the screen right now at the end. It says the next episode is called My Older Brother's Feelings, which means I think they're, you know, they're gonna continue this Norn storyline. And I mean, they did not resolve it in this episode in the slightest, so I imagine they will. Now, my only comfort right now is that the OP, and I mean, I guess, you know, maybe this is mildly a spoiler or whatever, but in the OP, Norn is a little bit smiley. You know, like she seems more comforted around Rudy's presence. Like when she sees Rudy in the OP, she smiles at him. And I think that makes me think that's where we're headed, you know? And I don't feel spoiled by that in the OP because that's kind of what I want, and it makes everything that's happening now a little less painful, because I would be very worried if I thought this might be headed towards like she really wants to leave and like leaves him behind, you know, like she goes somewhere because she doesn't want to be around him anymore. That would be really heartbreaking. And I mean, that could still happen. Like, one smile in the OP doesn't mean that can't happen. But at least like I'm not expecting that now. I'm a little less tense while watching the scenes. But yeah, I mean, I love Norn and Aisha. I love seeing the sort of the differences in their upbringing and how they think about each other and how they think about Rudy. I think it's really engaging, and I think they did a good job at showing like both of them, Rudy trying his best to do what's right for both of them, and because of that there's tension building to no fault of his. Like, it's tough. I mean, I can see why Aisha's upset, even though it's childish, and even though she's not right about it, even though she's wrong, it's still legitimate concerns that she has, and especially when you're a kid, it's hard to understand this stuff. So stuff like she doesn't feel like Rudy's real sister, you know, which Rudy, I guarantee you that's not something that Rudy ever considers. He would never think about that. Of course, like to him, what's the difference, you know? And also, I mean, especially to Rudy, this isn't even Rudy's first life, you know? Like, if we were talking about if it's his real family or not, none of these people are his real family if we're just talking about who he first came out of the womb around, you know? So, like, the familial connections are built not through, oh, this person is exactly related to me through this and this and this. But obviously as a kid, that's hard to understand. And she wants so badly to have been just a normal part of the family, you know, to be his normal sister, quote unquote normal, you know, that's how she would think about it. So like, I get why she feels that way. And then also the idea of like, it's not fair. I worked hard and got a perfect score, and I always work hard. And so like, I got a perfect score and then I got what I wanted. That's great. Norn didn't work as hard as me and she didn't get a perfect score. Why does she get what she wants? I get what she's saying. Aisha is saying like, I put all this effort in and you're giving participation medals, you know, like that's, you know, I got this golden trophy. Great. But then you're giving her a golden trophy as well, just because she tried. How is that fair? Because I tried so much harder and I actually achieved the goal that was set out for me. What she doesn't understand is Rudy isn't doing this. Like, she's not saying, okay, well, whichever of you gets the better score gets what they want, you know? Rudy is trying to figure out what's best for his sisters and is trying to take care of them. And I really loved what Rudy said about, like, when he was thinking about it, and he was like, I could say no to this, but it took her courage to ask me this, which I think is a really important thing to consider. Like, Norn is not someone who speaks out very much. We've seen she's very quiet. She speaks, you know, only in a few words at a time generally. She like came out and said to Rudy, can I be in the dorms? Which means she was probably stewing on that question for a long time, like waiting to be able to ask permission. As a kid, asking permission, fuck, as an adult, no matter who you are, I don't care. Asking for permission for something is hard. I mean, like, as an adult, you can get more comfortable with it, and you can, you know, understand, and you can be more okay with like taking no for an answer, and also you don't have to ask permission for a lot more things when you're an adult. But it's still like, when you're a human being, asking people for something can be difficult. And when you're a kid, it's extremely difficult. It takes a lot of courage. And I remember the feeling that I would get before I would ask if I could do something I really wanted to do. And the fear of them saying no. And she built up that courage, and Rudy rewarded her for that. And rewarded her for doing something that she thinks would be right for her, you know? I don't think she was just doing it in a bratty, I don't want to live with you guys way. But, like, I feel like she legitimately wants to try to make friends. And that's why it upsets me so much that so far it seems like she hasn't. I'm really sad, guys. Like, I'm really sad that Norn hasn't made friends yet. It's the sort of thing that oh man, it reminds me of in Buddy Daddies, the anime Buddy Daddies. There's a storyline about her not making friends, I don't think, and I think, and I remember that hurt me so hard. But yeah, anyway, that was amazing. Now I don't remember who Ginger was. They mentioned Ginger in this episode. And I thought, like, I can't quite remember who she was. And I also, like, I just quickly looked at, I just wanted to look at a picture of her, and I don't exactly remember her. So I think she was in it. I mean, honestly, I just clicked on her My Anime List page and saw that she had an English voice actor. I mean, the fact that she has a voice actor at all means that she obviously was in the show. But I couldn't remember, and the fact that she has an English voice actor means it's stuff that's already, you know, like it means it's probably not future stuff. I guess that's what I meant. Like, if they had cast her already because she's coming up next episode, then but like they wouldn't have cast the English. It doesn't matter. Point is, she was in the show before, I just don't remember her. And the final thing I wanted to talk about was the eris thing, because they said in this episode, Rudy said, okay, well, what happened to eris? And they talked about it, and then Rudy said it might be a misunderstanding. Like, maybe she meant what you read, and maybe it's something that you didn't quite understand because she's not very good at communicating. Yes, that's true. It could be a misunderstanding. Does it matter? I don't know. There's something, like, my opinion at this point in my life, and I mean, this could change in the future depending on how my life goes, if I have any regrets, but my opinion at this point in my life is there are some things in the past, some, I don't know, bridges burned, some, I had to pull up my pants because they were falling down, some things that happened in the past that I don't know the answer to. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know this or that, you know. And sometimes you just have to accept, like, either the simplest answer, which is what they said is truly what they meant, you know. And in this case, Eris said we're not compatible or whatever, or we're mismatched. Like, that's all there is to it. You know, she thought we shouldn't be together, and that's it, you know. But also, like, I think you also have to accept it kind of doesn't matter. Like, you have your own life at this point. Not everything works out. Maybe there was more to it. Maybe there was, genuinely. Like, maybe you did something wrong, maybe you didn't. Maybe it was because she was going through something. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. Maybe she was cheating on you. Like, it could have been anything, but it kind of doesn't matter anymore. That's not part of your life right now, you know? If Ruija meets up with Eris at some point and gets her side of the story, and it's something that can some way give us closure, fantastic. Great, you know, I'll hear it. But I don't think it's something he needs to be worrying himself with. I think, you know, that was a part of his life that he is finally starting to properly heal from, and he should just let himself heal and understand, you know, what happened. And that's a hard thing to do, But I think like once I have like allowed myself to do that with some things in my life, it has really helped me to just grow, you know, and also be comfortable with where I am. Because I've got my own problems right now, you know, like I do not need to be solving problems that were happening in the past. And Rudy is the same way. He's got shit going on already. He's got to worry about his sisters now, you know, he's got to worry about all this other stuff. So he shouldn't be worrying about Eris anymore. Doesn't matter where she is, doesn't matter what she's doing, doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter what she's feeling to you, you know, to you, Rudy. It's not your responsibility anymore. She wanted to leave, she left. That's that. It's done. So, anyway, beautiful episode. Really, I mean, just these episodes. I mean, it hurt. It hurt my heart, but it was a great episode. So, thank you for watching episode 16 of season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length, early access, and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.